Hello everybody, it's Paige. I wanted to make my very first YouTube video today in regards to something that I had touched on a little bit on my Instagram. Not sure if you follow me there, but it is the identification with our egos. Dun, dun, dun. I know that a lot of us have possibly an ill perception of having an ego or what the ego means. I know that for a long time I was under the impression that an egoic person was someone who was selfish or not compassionate or maybe held themselves above other people. And while that can be true if you're speaking about an egoic person, we all have an ego. That's how we are able to be here on earth right now, is this body, my feelings, my hobbies, my interests. All of those things make up who I am in this being, and within that I have an ego because I am separate than everyone else. We see each other as separate in these bodies, which we are separate beings, but all one spirit. So to be able to have the experience of interacting and seeing the reflections of who we are with others, we all have an identity, and mine, I'm known as Paige here this time. I enjoy being outside. I enjoy spending time with my daughter and with my partner. I really love talking about metaphysical ideas and what we're all doing here. I find a lot of joy in following back the emotion that I'm having back to its root, and at that point I can kind of disintegrate the buildup that has happened where I'm at right now. Okay, here I am angry. Why am I angry? What steps brought me to this place of feeling angry? How can I trace this back and ultimately see that it's what I've done? No one ever does anything to you. You are creating this experience. All of it is your responsibility. And that is where the ego is such a beautiful thing. We are here to have this experience, to have our own likes and interests and hobbies and ideas, and be able to share them with the others that are here also in their experience. And within this, I have been able to notice in a healthy way where my attachment lies to some of the things that I have identified with. Whether that is, for a while, I guess a good example is veganism and the identity of being vegan. I do eat a plant-based diet. However, the box that the word can put you in doesn't leave much room. And I'm not just speaking about veganism. I'm speaking about anything that you identify with, if that is a religion, or if that is one type of music that you listen to, or if that is one type of exercise that you do. Oh, I only do yoga. And in that moment, you feel empowered. You feel like this is who I am. I love yoga. This is what I do. I don't run. I don't lift weights or whatever that is. Like, my thing is yoga. However, as time goes on and you continue to grow and develop who you are, you may find some compromises there as far as what you're doing. I'm using like yoga, which is just one example, or veganism. And within that box, okay, I'm identified as a vegan, and now I go to a sustainable honey farm on the Big Island, and I'm not going to eat the honey because I'm vegan, but it's a sustainable honey farm that is saving the bees, helping the bees. So where does this box actually become something that is infringing on what you may have sourced this idea around in the beginning? And being able to see that my boxes aren't always my comfort zone anymore, how we grow and we shift and we change, and being able to step into the newness without resistance that I have brought on myself because I've been so identified with one title or one way that I'm not even open to other ideas or other things, because this is who I am. This is what I've identified with this time. I'm not sure. I feel like putting myself in a box like that has hindered me in some ways. However, this lesson that I'm speaking on right now about being open and honest with yourself and questioning, okay, I'm at this honey farm, I went vegan for the animals, for the sustainability aspects, and this does not compromise those aspects of why I went vegan. However, in the term vegan, that means no products from an animal or insects. So it leaves me to question what my attachment is to that word, what that may create in the future, what I may be resistant to accepting because I'm so attached to one identity, whether that is a clean space or my favorite place to live or whatever that looks like. It's always constantly changing and evolving. And I've found that as I move forward in this experience, my attachment to wanting to attach to these different titles, because it creates this group and it feels awesome. All of the different vegan groups on Facebook or on Instagram, they can feel so good to be a part of because you're so interested in what they're doing. You feel the same way, but then a circumstance comes up where you're feeling like you're almost betraying that community that is based on strict veganism, and you know that honey isn't vegan, so if I eat the honey, am I betraying my vegan community because I've stepped into that? Or is that box of that title, that identity, what is actually holding me back from being able to explore what my real ideals and values are within that, why I chose veganism in the first place, and where I can move forward in a good way with openness to all new experiences that are coming my way and not shutting them out because I've already chosen my identity otherwise. So that is my thought of the day. I would appreciate any feedback that you have to offer, or that you would just like to share an experience where maybe you feel your identity with one specific title may have been compromised, or where your values may fit perfectly into this box that you are so set on being for the rest of your life. And if you feel like putting yourself in that is the right place, and how that makes you feel. If you feel more strong because you have a community behind you, or if you feel like you may have to like kind of sweep some of your values under the rug because they don't necessarily fit into this title that you now identify with, or what that looks like. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I am so excited to hear any questions, comments, anything from you. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.